Radiance ban. Dire's ban.
Alrighty then, welcome to the third game of the night in the AD2L in-house league. We have for the Radiant team, once again, Jakey drafting, as well as NiceGuyMarco, Viking, Drake, and Starz joining him for the game. On the Dire team, we have SubMaNiaC drafting, with Phayde, Kai, Vagrance, and Kasabian joining him for this match. The Radiant, or the Dire, start out by banning out the Rikimaru, since that did give them quite a few problems in the last game, while the Radiant start with the traditional Lifestealer. Bounty Hunter is banned out by the Dire to follow, and I expect we will see the Beastmaster, the omnipresently banned Beastmaster, being pulled out here next. But it's up to Jakey, and it looks like he's going to go for the Alchemist instead. Maybe he's trying to bait them into a Beastmaster pick. Maybe he has a plan for dealing with it, or doesn't expect them to want it in the first place. Maybe he expects that nobody on that team really plays that hero much and is able to really utilize it to the maximum of its potential, but we'll see how it goes for him. And the Doom is going to get picked up. So Beastmaster is available for Jakey if he wants it, and I mean, I expect he will. It'll depend, I suppose, on who's going to play offlane for them. Starz is probably going to be mid, Jakey will be safe lane, Marco will be support. Generally, just based on what they tend to do. And the Phoenix is picked up. So Phoenix is here that has... Oh. Timbersaw is the offlane. So, still no Beastmaster at all. Something that has been just banned every single game over that I've watched for this tournament.
Only 10 seconds.
So he does he removed and doesn't get picked. So Phoenix and Timbersaw will be the heroes that are grabbed up by Jakey for the Radiant team. Phoenix will be supporting Timbersaw on the off lane. Phoenix obviously a very strong hero at the moment, especially with Sunray just doing so much damage against all the strength heroes that have been being picked up. Timbersaw, again, another hero that's very strong against strength heroes, so maybe he's trying to force Dire not to pick any strength heroes in the future, and then they'll have the ability to maybe grab like an anti-mage or something that'll deal with the int heroes that are coming out. Maybe like some minus armor from a Dazzle or something. We'll see how that goes.
10 seconds to pick.
Lich is picked up next by the Dire, giving them a little bit of bonus armor to deal with the physical damage that they expect to come out. Also, just allowing them to really control the amount of XP this Timbersaw will get. Timbersaw here that is very good with Snowball Farm, but what he really needs more than anything else is the experience. He needs his level 6 and 7 very, very early to be able to really get as much out of the game as he can possibly get. And Lich is very good at preventing XP from going to the offlaner. You can just control the lane so well with him. So Lich being picked up most likely for that reason. And we have pretty typical bans out here for the second phase. The Spectre and the Slark, just heroes that nobody really wants to have to deal with. Spectre can be dealt with, but since they already have an offlane Timbersaws, and they're expecting a fairly strong lane with a lot of XP control, they don't want to really have to deal with the Spectre. Slark just so damn slippery. And even with the Doom pickup by the Dire,
I knew they couldn't stay away.
even with the Doom pickup by the Dire, they really just don't have the tools to deal with Slark what they have so far, especially not without a stun on their support, on the first support they picked up. Beastmaster, obviously, just a ban you'd expect to see in the first phase, and he does end up getting removed eventually, but really low priority to see him not banned or picked in the first two phases. And the PL, just another slippery hero. Neither team really has the tools to deal with that, although with the Lion, you definitely have more tools than usuals, because he can get rid of those illusions so effectively and has a nice AoE stun. But we will go ahead and see Jakey picking up the Lion for his team. He may play that. He has played Lion roaming support, transitioning to a core in the past. To just a ridiculous level. It's actually quite fun to watch. But he's probably going to go ahead and grab that Juggernaut instead. Vengeful Spirit being picked up for the Dire, just a good all-around support, and definitely nice to have that targeted long-duration stun and repositioning spell to really make up for the fact that they don't have a stun on their other support. Any hero that doesn't mind not getting too many levels as well. Once you've level 7 on the hero, like, it's nice to have more levels, but it's not really entirely necessary.
Hurry. Reserve time.
But yeah, the Juggernaut is picked up for the Radiant team by Jakey. Probably being played, probably will be played by Jakey as well, just what you tend to see. Now, he is not great against Lich because of the bonus armor that Lich provides with the ice armor, but a lot of times outside of professional games, you won't see the ice armor picked up until very late, after you've already maxed the at least until after you've already maxed Frost Blast, and a lot of times not until you've already maxed Sacrifice, although obviously a value point in that is very worth getting much earlier, but just not something you tend to see. So Juggernaut can still, make some good work happen with his Omni Slash at that point. Invoker is picked up. Somewhat of an eye pick since Starz did pick that up last time. And let's see, who's going to probably play it? Possibly Sub, although Sub's probably going to be on the Doom. He wanted to get something a little unorthodox for this game. Excuse me. The Clinks will be banned out by the Dire. Clinks just very strong against Lion and Phoenix in general. With that Strafe, you're able to take out the egg very quickly and move yourself away with your Ghost Walk. And against Lion, you just come in and Orchid him and destroy him. Or just destroy him anyway. Don't even really need the Orchid. You just have your Desolator and kill him in 3 hits before he can turn around and hex you. But he is gone nonetheless. And Dire actually decide to get rid of the Queen of Pain for the mid lane. Queen of Pain, not a great matchup versus Invoker, especially if you have points in Quas, because the harass that Queen of Pain can provide is easily regened up by a Quas Invoker, whether he goes Quas Wex or Quas Exhort. But Queen of Pain would be very strong versus the heroes that are showing for the Dire so far, just because they have a melee Doom. Lich and Venge are going to be in the fight. They're going to take the damage from... they have relatively short cast ranges, so they're going to take the damage from the Scream of Pain. Or no, Sonic Wave. Wave of Terror? Scream of Pain? It's not going to tell me, is it? Alright, well, I believe it's Sonic Wave. Anyway, from the Quap ulti. So now we see the final picks coming out. Dire edging down to the end of their bonus time, figuring out how they want to take this game in. And it will be a Phantom Assassin. So it looks like it's going to be an off-lane Doom, safe lane Phantom Assassin, mid Invoker, roaming Vengeful Spirit, and a safe lane supporting Lich to control the lane, and Tidehunter. So that's a mid Timbersaw being played by Jakey. Tidehunter being played by Sauceboss, I assume. Oh no, Star's picking it up. Did Sauceboss not join this game? Maybe he didn't. So as the heroes go ahead and pick up, Tidehunter being picked up as the final pick. He's really nice for the counter initiation. Phantom Assassin and Vengeful Spirit do rely on getting in close to the enemy team, which we only have 1 DC this time too, which will allow for the counter initiation quite easily onto those heroes. As we go over the rules here, we can go ahead and introduce the players. Sub will be playing the safe lane Phantom Assassin. Wulf will be playing the off lane Doom. Phayde is playing the roaming Vengeful Spirit. Vagrance will play the safe lane supporting Lich. And Kasabian... Kasabian will be playing the mid Invoker. Meanwhile, on the Radiant side, we will see Starz playing what is probably an offlane Tidehunter. Yeezy Season, or Drake rather, will be playing the Juggernaut. NiceGuyMarco will be playing the roaming Lion, and the mid Timbersaw is being played by Jakey. And finally, the roaming support Phoenix will be played by Viking. So let's go ahead and get into the game. Teal at the moment is just waiting for all the heroes to really get back from their drafting breaks, bathroom, and whatever else they did. So we'll get into this game quite quickly. As we do, we can go ahead and play the effigy game. Rambo, Axes, doing axe things. That's a nice little pose, at least. We go ahead and take a look at Winter Wyvern. Dank memes for all. I suppose. Dead fish. Okay. And no more. So only the 3 effigies on this side. What do we got over here for the Dire? Bruh. On Drow. Bruh. Bliss. Alright. Batter up for Wulf. Okay. That one's at least interesting. Tinker, SubMaNiaC again, and Flying Skirt. And no, come back here. Alright. Dire easy. Oh, it's a hammer joke. Cool. Dire easily win this. The effigy game. Alright, so let's go ahead and follow these heroes as they get out into the game. Get up our last hits and denies and shit. We'll go ahead and see. This time Starz is not going to TP out to lane instead getting an extra Iron Branch. Doesn't have a ward either. Sub has to go AFK for a moment. What? Okay. Whatever. As we see all the Radiant heroes get out. Is this going to be a safe lane Timber with a... No. It's a mid Timber. Safe lane Juggernaut. Sub has his safe lane items picked up, so he's definitely going to be safe lane on here, and it's going to be mid Invoker. So yeah, all this makes sense. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. So as we see these heroes just sort of like sitting around on the runes, we'll go ahead and probably see just one go to each, although it looks like both mids decided to go for the same rune this time. So Jakey's going to get his mid rune, but the safe lane is going to get the top rune. So Kasabian going to be at a slight disadvantage early. Now, Starz went ahead and grabbed boots for this. There is only the 1 stun and the slow from Vagrance, which is probably an okay decision here. Like, they shouldn't be able to right-click him to death, even without too many stats. So, excuse me. That'll probably work for him just fine. And it looks like they're starting to be some action mid lane. Ward and a D-ward up for the Dire. Marco just casually coming forward and right-clicking onto Invoker. A little bit of salt coming out from the Dire team. So Kai just moving back here, probably going to go ahead and pick up one of these creeps. Yeah. He knows this lane's going to be really hard for him to survive between the Lion and the Phoenix, so he'll just grab these creeps. And actually, it is going to be a safe lane Timber Saw with a mid Juggernaut. Very strange. But maybe it'll work for them. Oh well. Discussions about what the hell's going on from the team. They don't really matter too much. Star's actually doing okay in CS at this point. Like, he's actually up on top with Timber Saw and Evoker, so... really capitalizing on the fact that Lich has not been in this lane, instead choosing to deny a creep up for the Invoker in mid. So, Yeezy season, got his level 2 up already, doing okay in the last hits. Being outlaned a little bit by the Invoker, 5-1 to the 8-2, but it's still okay. Jakey, meanwhile, just taking up, trying to get his reactive armor filled up, get him up the extra HP. Oh, excuse me. And just sort of some slow control at this point coming out from both teams. Vagrance coming around. Looks like he might want to throw up... I know he's just going to grab the rune. And a haste rune will be picked up for Viking over here. Maybe he'll try to stop Kai from jungling as effectively as he has been. But Kai's just going to grab that extra health regen. It'll be totally okay. Vagrance moving forward here onto Starz. Sub, eating up his tree. But... Vagrance with the sacrifice, denying more XP out from Starz. So he's level 3 at this point. He's going to get Magic Missile and Frost Blast as well as a dagger onto him. Vagrance is going to body block him. Sub could move forward here with a Phantom Strike, but he doesn't want to get caught up by the Anchor Smash, which he does end up getting caught up by. Starz is still being body blocked ridiculously from Vagrance. Now there's another Magic Missile, but doesn't do a whole lot because of the Purge from Kraken Shell, but Sub with the dagger and a Blink Ward is able to get him out. There's going to be the TP in from Trojan Man. Maybe he's going to be able to get SubMaNiaC. He's going to try to go forward with the Sun Ray, but it's not quite enough. 3 heroes are very low, but not quite low enough to make anything work for them. Oh, and actually there's going to be Icarus dive forward, but Sub already had his salve on, so it's not going to do anything at all except make him die. Excuse me. So Starz back up in this lane, has TP'd here. Still okay. Like, he is honestly okay with what it took to kill him in that last engagement, but he's definitely not okay with his with the Phoenix coming and giving up a little bit extra gold to them. Kasabian and Yeezy Season still battling it up here in the mid lane. Kasabian still at a slight advantage, 15-4 to 11-1, but doesn't really matter a whole lot. Looks like Kasabian is going to go ahead and go for a Midas in this match. And Starz here, diving under the tower, is able to get a kill on the Lich before he dies. He's totally fine with that exchange. Honestly, just forcing these supports to stay in the safe lane is more than sufficient to justify his death. But getting a kill at the same time is totally worth it. So, Juggernaut level 5, Kasabian also level 5, both Kasabian still out-leveling a little bit from the out lane. Trojan Man is going to go forward here with a Sunray, but it's not really going to do a whole lot of damage. Looks like he's just going to kill the creeps and heal them instead. He's going to take a lot of damage here to the Cold Snap plus right clicks from Invoker, but he can just salve up at this point and move towards the top. Thinks he might get a rune, but that's already been picked up by Invoker. Meanwhile, Starz now is solo in this lane against this lane. In this lane against a solo Phantom Assassin from SubMaNiaC, so he is able to get more than enough CS of this, and he has a very early Arcane Boots down at 5 minutes. Jesus, that is ridiculously good. Timbersaw does go down to a dive, a really deep dive. That was a little strange. So Vagrance is able to take him out, it looks like, with Frost Blast and just running away. Jakey got over aggressive there. My bad for not catching it. Whatever. So Trojan Man is leveling up the Sunray, trying to get some XP. Grabs the rune that never got grabbed by bottom for either mid. Starz wants to get some XP and farm here by killing off the camp. Just grabbing some XP, but of course he does need to make sure that at least he gets an enemy here to deny. Doesn't want the neutral creeps to kill them. Phayde coming in forward. He has a Magic Missile available. Doesn't really want to use it. Forced out Starz Anchor Smash. So at least that's a mild victory there. And keeping the creeps away from the pull again is fine as well. Meanwhile, in mid lane, we're going to go ahead and see Yeezy Season and Kasabian both have their... Well, Kasabian level 7. Yeezy does have his ult available. There might be a Sunstrike coming out. He's going to try for it, but Yeezy just goes ahead and turns around. He's just going to bottle up and use a Tango. He wants to try to bait Kasabian in far enough to make something happen with the Omni Slash, but it looks like Trojan Man is just barely going to dodge the Shockwave from Doom. NiceGuyMarco walks forward and smokes. Okay. That must have been a fat finger. But he does come up forward here, and Hex onto Kasabian is taking a while to de-aggro the tower. Doesn't really have anything else to do since his Easy Season has already gone to the top to grab that Arcane Rune. So far, 6-2 for the Dire team, but looks like as far as net worth is concerned, it's still fairly even. Same for last hits and denies. We're going to go ahead and see Jakey probably pushing into this tower soon. Actually has 2 points in Whirling Death and only 1 point in Timber Chain. Not something you see very often, but usually you see max Timber Chain. Having 2 points in your active armor is fairly common, but that's fine. Trojan Man still level 3, trying to make something happen around the map. Has some wards up he wants to place down. And it looks like Doom is maybe gonna take some damage here. NiceGuyMarco has come in forward with an Earth Spike and a Hex, and there's gonna be Timber Chain forward plus the final reactive armor, or plus the final Whirling Death, and that will be the end of the Doom. Meanwhile, it looks like Phayde is going to take a lot of damage in top lane, but instead of going down, Tidehunter is going to go down in exchange for playing very aggressively. There is going to be a Sunray here on Kasabian, do a little bit of damage, but it's not going to do a whole lot. Trojan Man looks like he wants to try to make a dive away, but he's actually caught out by the Ice Blast. That will be sufficient to maybe take him down. There's going to be a Dust, though, on from Yeezy Season. He gets the kill onto Phoenix, but Yeezy with the Omni Slash and Dust is able to take out Invoker in exchange. So a good trade there. Unfortunately, Invoker doesn't get any XP for that, but it'll be okay. There's a haste rune here on Vagrance. He's able to just right-click down NiceGuyMarco, and if Marco does try to use Mana Drain on him. Actually, he's going to go ahead and use his stick to try to pull up Jakey's in the area. The haste rune still has plenty of time left, so he'll be totally okay. Now, at this point, Kai is entirely just headed to the jungle. Wants to get up, probably a Blink Dagger as soon as possible. There's going to be, like, maybe a little bit of aggression, but nah, they're just trading hits up here. Yeezy Season has come forward to try to maybe make an... No, there's no Omni Slash play. Just, I don't know what he was trying to do. But he's going to get doomed up. However, it's not really going to be... Oh, maybe it will be enough. There is a net available. Yeezy is getting very close. Maybe he's going to try to dominate the tower. Now he's going to spin to avoid the damage from Wulf Kai for the moment, but there's a Vengeful Spirit coming up. Yeezy is a little bit faster than him, can throw down the ward, but actually he's going to die, it looks like, to a Magic Missile. Oh, no, just a right-click, not a Magic Missile. He would have died to the dot. Honestly, I don't think that was really necessary to grab that final kill, but for that final hit. Kasabian, meanwhile, in mid lane is going to go on to Trojan Man again. Trojan is going to try to get off a dive, and it's able to be successful this time, even though he is cold snapped up. Phayde throws up a ward? No, he's just... Yeah, Phayde throws up a ward. 2 wards, really. One to block the camp, and both of those are pinged out. Phayde pings them out, so not pinged out by the Radiant team. Neither team really knows where the other's wards are right now, but there are a lot of wards on the map at the moment, just giving so much vision. In bottom lane, we'll go ahead and see Jakey farming up some more. Looks like he has his arcanes. He's probably going to go for the Bloodstone. That's what you do see. And we may end up seeing a Blink Dagger out of him. I think Blink Dagger is very good on this hero. Maybe a Vanguard into like an Abyssal Blade, which can be okay. We'll just see how he decides to go for it. Wulf Kai is still jungling up. Looks like he is going to go for either a Mechanism with Greaves, or yeah, he's going to go Greaves. So, going to be a Greaves Doom. I think this is very good. I think Greaves Doom is very strong, actually. And sorry, I missed the kills both onto Invoker and onto Lich. Looks like there was an Omni Slash. Yeah, Omni Slash onto Invoker, and just not even a finger, just Earth Spike Hex onto the Lich with a Timber Saw follow-up. Subdo, meanwhile, has managed to get quite a bit of good farm on him. He is at the highest net worth in the game at this point. Starz moving forward here with a Gush as well as an Anchor Smash to follow up, just taking advantage of that minus armor. And just really zoning out this PA entirely since there's not really any help going around. Invoker does kill off Lion, who looks like he was diving in for... I don't even know who he was trying to kill. It must have been a Lich. Yeezy Season does try to dodge the Lich. Does try to dodge the Frost Blast. That's because he's not building that. And he gets swapped back by the Venge as well as a Magic Missile and a final right click from... Not a right click, but a Infernal Blade from Wulf Kai, and a final right click from Phayde will take him down. That's because he's building a Vlad's? No, yeah, he's building a Vlad's. And besides, right now he's getting the lifesteal because he dropped the Blightstone and picked it back up, and then he'll get the Vlad's and they'll be okay. Yeah, totally. And it looks like there's going to be a Blink Forward and a Ravage onto Vagrance and onto SubMaNiac. Vagrance is going to have just a tiny bit of HP left, and he's able to dodge. No, he doesn't quite dodge the dot coming out. Meanwhile, Wulf Kai and SubMaNiac coming forward. They are going to take out Tidehunter on the back end, and there's going to be a Sunstrike, but it doesn't matter because there is going to be the Egg coming out as well as the attack speed slow onto both Wulf Kai and SubMaNiac. Now he has all his spells available. SubMaNiac has come in, or rather, Jakey has come in on Timber Saws, moving forward, going to actually use the Whirling Death to finish off the Doom. He's going to keep Timber sawing forward, but the tree is missing there. Or there isn't a tree, though. He missed it. So he's just going to have to content himself with taking this camp. But he is going to be able to get... Actually, SubMaNiaC's coming back in. Looks like he might want to try to go onto Jakey, but he recognizes that Jakey's taking a lot of reactive armor charges, so he's not going to be able to go on him right now. Just casually throwing a dagger instead. Kasabian gets a haste turn to get away from Yeezy Season, which... I mean, honestly, Yeezy would not have been able to keep up. Kasabian would have died, rather. So Kasabian is going to start taking some damage now to the Phoenix. Jakey is about half HP. Yeezy coming after him as well with the stim, but Kasabian not really getting a whole lot. I didn't see where he used the Omni. It must have been on Lich. So meanwhile, bottom lane, Phayde and Marco both just getting some XP and interesting to have. Oh right, Blightstone turns into there isn't a Phoenix that goes down up here by the Ancients, and it looks like Sub is also going to go down in exchange. So both heroes just want to get some XP and farm down here, like get the level 6 on the Lion, which has come out finally, and Blink Dagger on Lion, finish the medallion on. No, there is not a max minus armor from Forged Spirits. You sure? Oh yeah, I guess it is. What do you know? Max minus armor of 10. That's still, like, a lot. So, you know, it's totally okay. Phayde picking Bounty Rune. Top Rune grabbed earlier. Invis for Juggernaut. Okay. Vagrance sitting over here, getting levels as well. Really, honestly, at this point, Dire just want to get as much out of their side of the map as they can, because they know that they scale better in the late game. Looks like Juggernaut is going to go down here. It's Phayde who's come forward with a magic missile. Juggernaut was farming this camp, taking some damage from the mid lane as well. Phayde going to take a little bit of damage from Viking, but now he's going to turn around with the magic missile as well. Some right clicks from the Phayde Spirits, Forged Spirits. Phayde might go down here, but NiceGuy's not being able to get off his right click. Oh, he does actually get the final right click off, but it's not sufficient. Phayde using wand charges to survive. And so that's going to be 3-0 over here in this, over here by the river. So at this point, Dire have secured themselves a nice solid lead with a Midas on Invoker, with farming Jungle Doom, who's almost finished up now with his Guardian Greaves, or with his mech, which will turn into a Guardian Greaves fairly quickly. Jakey here moving forward onto SubMaNiaC. Sub is just going to try to get himself away. There is no Cold Sniper to keep him in. Going to take a lot of damage from the side, but he walks away the other side. Actually, Jakey's able to catch him just on the edge of the Whirling Death, and Starz is coming in with a final gush with that Blink Dagger. So that will be the end of the Phantom Assassin. Meanwhile, there is a fight happening here underneath the mid tower. There's going to be a Sunstrike, but it is going to miss. Yeezy healing up off of that ward. Phayde almost dead, but it looks like he wants to try to go for a swap. No, he's not going to grab it. NiceGuy is able to get an Earth Spike off on the Vagrance as well as the Finger, and he will go down. Meanwhile, Yeezy almost up to max HP again. Wulf coming forward. There's going to be a Hex onto Invoker while NiceGuy tries to get himself away after that Finger play. But he's going to not quite be able to make it. Doom actually coming in with the final dot tick from Scorched Earth to finish him off. So overall 1-for-1 there, with the Lion going down in exchange for Lich, but I believe Lion... Okay, Lion got some reliable gold, but it's not really enough to matter at this point. Rather. And the mech has been finished for Doom. A little bit slower than you'd really like, but Doom's been very active, so it's not really been... not really something he's been able to do a whole lot for. Jakey farming up, finishes Bloodstone. Looks like Phayde and Kasabian were doing a little bit of damage to the mid tower. Actually, finished off the mid tower, rather. Looks like there's a play about to start out up onto top on SubMaNiaC. There's going to be just a right click for the moment. That looks like all there's going to be. Meanwhile, there's a smoke play by the Dire team coming forward. They want to grab up Starz and Viking. Now Viking's going to be gone on by SubMaNiac. However, he's just going to go ahead and get himself away, but he dives directly into 3 Dire heroes. There's going to be the Rabbits on the 3, but there's 4 heroes around. He's not going to be able to survive. It looks like there's the mech out from Doom, Magic Missile from Phayde, and a final stop from Doom will take down Starz. Yes, that was the wrong way to dive. So 2 heroes down now for the Radiant, and this looks like it will turn into a tower push and get a little bit of gold. for just some nice early, I mean, not really early towers, but just nice to get a little bit of gold out for this tower, and they should get the last hit on it, since it should be entirely uncontested. Although it looks like Jakey might want to try to make a play here. At least he's pulling the creeps back and forcing them to take some damage for the tower, but that's all he's going to grab. That tower does go down very quickly. I'm just going to blink forward onto Jakey. He's going to get swapped out as well. There's a Hex onto PA, but the right clicks from Kasabian and everybody will just bring him down very quickly. The Lion dies almost instantly as well, between a Magic Missile and a Cold Snap. Now there's going to be a Dagger on the Trojan Man. Maybe they go forward. Phayde might swap. He doesn't have a swap. He's just looking for Magic Missile play. It's not really going to come out for him. Timbersaw right back up because of that Bloodstone he just picked up. And there is the Magic Missile plus the right click from the Forward Spirit to take him down. Jakey coming forward back in with his Bloodstone. He's going to get Cold Snap. Not able to get any spells off. Now there's going to be the Blinking from SubMaNiaC as well as the Meatball, and that will be sufficient to take him down. Meanwhile, Starz not really getting a whole lot done. He blinked forward and used a Gush, but now he's just sitting in the trees, and he's going to go down as well. Like, 6 heroes dead, like, right off, one after the other for the Radiant team. There is some split push coming out top, and they do lose the bottom tower, but it's going to be an exchange for, like, 5 heroes. Yeah, 5 heroes, Timbersaw twice. And the top tower for the Dire, or Radiant. Looks like there isn't anything coming out, though, for a Battle Fury. I mean, it's not a bad timing for Battle... Not an awful timing for Battle Fury. Even though the Battle Fury is not done. I see. So, these Ancients just being picked up by the Dire team, getting whatever they can off of the map. Looks like the Radiant still want to try and make this happen. And they do still have the heroes to try to make it happen. But... just a moment. All right. So there's going to be a... Oh, sorry, my mouse just died here. There's going to be a fight happening here. Fortunately, the camera will track. There's going to be a Lich Ult coming out, not doing a whole lot, but it looks like it did take out the Juggernaut in the end. Blink forward from Starz, but a swap out from Phayde onto Kai, which is going to allow Kai to get a Doom off. Starz might actually go down here. There's a Magic Missile available. It's going to be thrown out. The Doom onto Timbersaw did allow for him to at least get forced out of the fight, but now he's got his spells back up. He might go down here. And there's going to be now the finger onto Vagrance, but Nice Guy might go down instead here. The tower is hitting onto Kai, which has 1,000,000 armor, and Marco's not got any spells left, so he's just going to go down. He might try to get some right clicks, but it's not going to do a whole lot for them. Meanwhile, Invoker blinking forward here with Phayde just taking down the Phoenix Egg. Lion's still alive, Jesus. Jesus, okay, he finally does go down. Just a moment while I replace the battery on my mic. I apologize, not my mic, in my mouse. I apologize for that. Alrighty then. So easy season casually grabbing up this mid tower with Starz. Still trying to make this game work for them, getting whatever they can out of the map, even though it is definitely not in their favor at this point.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
Just some arguing across the map. I don't know, everyone's really angry tonight for some reason, but whatever. Dire team just honestly still farming up the map as effectively as they can. Desolator Vlad's out for sub. This is the build that I like on this hero. Phase Vlad's Deso, I think, is just so effective, especially compared to the Battle Fury, which I don't think is very effective at all. Oh, is that a smoke being brought out on the courier? No. Didn't see what it was. Easy Season coming up here, gonna try to grab some creeps. Doesn't know if the PA is still in the area though, and looks like PA is gonna try to go onto him, but with the Omni Slash, SubMaNiaC is a little bit afraid of going too aggro. Doesn't have a whole lot of HP, even though he has a good amount of armor. And is just gonna... Oh, I missed this. Kill onto Lion by the Invoker. There's a Magic Missile onto Starz, who has no mana left. There's going to be an Ice Wall to hold him in place for the moment, but only 4 points in cost. Not going to be incredibly effective. And Invoker's just going to move himself away, probably blink into the camp and use up his Midas. And it looks like next we'll see BKB coming out from sub, and that should be their cue to just go ahead and kill towers and end the game. Probably grab up Roche at the same time. Kai here, almost finished. He just go ahead and go back for a Blink Dagger before grabbing his, before grabbing apparently a Hood, and not a Guardian Greaves, so not ready for the Guardians just yet, just casually keeping up the mic, keeping up his mana, keeping him his mana so he can cast the mech whenever he wants it. Invoker grabbing up Ancients, 3 Radiant Heroes in the jungle here. They're going to work towards Greaves on Starz as well, it looks like. Another Arc's coming out for Timbersaw since he has so few Bloodstone charges. He just wants to get that down. Probably going to build that into an Aether Lens, which can be incredibly effective on that hero. Like, you don't expect the Chakram to go nearly as far as it can with an Aether Lens. So having that available to you and using it effectively just outside the range you typically expect can be quite effective for you. Phoenix using his egg to force away Invoker, who was trying to kill him out. And now Starz is rotated in, but decides to blink away instead of forward. So trying to avoid the engagement for now with no spells available, not knowing where the enemy heroes are. Vagrance throwing down a ward and some sentries, not really going to catch anything. There's going to be a magic missile over here out onto Timbersaw as well as a Doom, and he will die very, very quickly. And it looks like there will be yet another ban this game. Sorry, guys. Oh, is he? Okay, good. So, as we have that ban out, or not ban, as we have that DC out, rather, we can go ahead and really catch up on items that I have not been talking about nearly as much. Lion picking up his Blink Dagger fairly recently, it looks like, given the amount of gold that he has. Actually, we saw him pick it up when I was talking about what the courier bring out over here. Purple. Yeah, well. Easy Season, got his Yasha out. There's going to be a Tornado in, but now we're going to do a whole lot of blink forward by Invoker, but not using any spells quickly enough, and Lion's going to blink himself out. Actually able to walk himself away for the moment. There's a blink again on Invoker, basically at the same time as Lion. Lion's going to try to get away here. There's a blink forward. He's able to get the cold snap off, though, before Marco blinks himself. So then then with a dagger, that was sufficient to keep him alive. Or make him dead, not keep him alive. My bad. Meanwhile, Phayde just casually pushing in mid. All 5 dire heroes rotating around to mid to make this happen, excepting the Doom, who's going to TP back home and save his bottom tower. Easy Season just pushing and farming, trying to get as much done as he can. Like, recognizing this is going to be a hard game and just keeping up his farm, keeping up in net worth. So, being able to stay ahead of the PA Starz, but he blinks into the wrong place. I'm able to catch out SubMaNiaC, who's nearly finished his BKB at this point. Kasabian farming up the jungle as he walks himself away and blinks soon as he sees an enemy hero. Now, Sub wants to go back in. It looks like he's going to... Oh! Ow. Instantly destroy Lion with a single crit dagger from full HP. There's another crit onto Tidehunter, which will do the same thing. There's an egg available here, but there's so many enemy heroes, it's not going to do a whole lot. And actually, he just dies before he can get it off. Just not nearly... Yeah, that dagger is pretty fucked now, for sure. Not nearly enough HP or armor to survive. Ugh. 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 Yeah, it's A Hurricane Pike? Hilarious. But that dagger just doing work for them in that last fight, instantly destroying the lion.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
Okay, now we're back in. Sorry about that, guys. I will go ahead and bring back up everything. Doesn't look like I missed too much happening. There's going to be the egg, going to die almost instantly with the right clicks, didn't get off the minus armor. But actually, Tub is actually forced away with Yeezy Season's Omni Slash. So now Wolfkai might actually go down. There's going to be Lich ult. There's no Ags up yet, so going to 10 bounces. Wolfkai does eventually go down in exchange for just the Lion so far. So already full up because of the Reeves coming out from Tidehunter. Looks like they're going to go into Vagrance and we're DCing again. Damn, man. We'll see if we can get back in as quickly as possible. Looks like Mithrilhammer picked up Revenge, so she's going for a Desolator, even though PA already has one. Alright, we'll try to get back in as quickly as we can. So... oh, so even that is having issues now as well. Okay, we're back in the game. Looks like quite a good set of kills for the Radiant team on the Dire. Yeezy's going to try to survive here. Try refreshing the stream. So they are going to actually be able to take out the Invoker as well. Alright, back into the right mode for this. Looks like still all the racks alive for the Radiant team, so even though we... or even... oh man, disconnecting again. What the hell is going on? Let's see. We'll get back in as quickly as we can. And after this game, we'll restart my client and see how well that does. Probably restart this stream as well. Okay, we're back in once again. I honestly am not sure at all what's going on. So we do have the BKB. That was used in the last fight that I was able to actually see over here. Down to 9 seconds at this point. Starz blinking forward here, going on a sub, but not getting off the anchor smash in onto sub. He's going to be forced to use his Greaves pretty early, so he might not be able to get his blink off. There's going to be the cold snap. It does get purged almost instantly. However, Phayde coming in with the extra Desolator. Right click and he will go down. Alright, hopefully this looks like it might be okay at this point. So there's going to be a fight right again once now, or now once again. There's going to be 2 kills immediately for the Dire team onto the Radiant, as well as a Doom onto Jakey. Lich Blast comes in and gets all 10 bounces off. NiceGuyMarco is going to get a double, or only a single Earth Spike, and gets killed off very quickly by SubMaNiaC. There's going to be a 4-staff forward and a Wave of Terror plus a blink forward by the Phantom Assassin in order to finally take out the... who died right there? Tidehunter? Lion? Timbersaw? Okay, it was Timbersaw. So now GG is called. This may stand or it may not. We'll go ahead and see whether this Ancient falls here at the moment. There's going to be now a kill on the sub from Yeezy Season, doing hella damage with his Omni Slash and right clicks inside of it. So able to take off one hero at least from killing these Ancients. Trying desperately to keep the creeps alive. And there's going to be the attack speed slow, but it's not going to be enough. Kai and Kasabian still stuck in here. There's the cold snap onto Yeezy Season, but Venge actually swaps in Wolfkai, which might kill both of them. There's going to be the Ravage onto 2. Wolfkai going to try to get himself away. He has a blink, and now he's going to be able to do... actually, no. Okay. He does get stopped up by the dot from Trojan, and now he will go down to a Timber Chain forward from Timbersaw. 3 dead for the Dire as they go in. But they do manage to get the mid-racks out of it. Excuse me. And now there might be even more coming out. Jakey just going in and immediately destroying Mr. Lich, who gets his ult off, but isn't quite enough to go and take out Starz. But the Sunstrike in will finish him off. So 4 heroes dead on the Dire team in exchange for 1 on the Radiant, but they do get a Rax for it. Not really the best trade, obviously not what the Dire are looking for, but at least they do have a Rax now, which is something they have been desperately wanting. But Yeezy Season doing work to keep them in this game. He has Manta MKB on top of his Battle Fury, and it's just been getting so much more out of the map than really he has any right to, given what the disparity is between the teams in this match at this point. We go ahead and look at the net worth. It's flatlined for the last 8 minutes or so. And that's basically all on Yeezy, keeping him in this game. And XP's going back the way of the Radiant. At this point, Marco's going to die to a Sunstrike. He's going to be very disappointed with that, obviously. BKB is finished for the Invoker. Hasn't brought it out in the Courier yet, just waiting for the Aegis to expire, which should be in about 2 minutes and 10 seconds or so. So at like 35:05. And still at this point, all the Dire heroes are just trying to get their items up. Like, they're all transitioning to cores at this point compared to the Phoenix and the Lion, who are still stuck over here with... oh, there's just... Good to stop this TP with the Chain Frost. Maybe that would have been worth it, maybe not. I mean, it's only a 60-second cooldown, or a 90. Oh, he's not a 16 yet. So, I guess with a 90-second cooldown, it's not worth just using to stop a TP on a Phoenix who's already under-leveled and under-farmed. But, could have been okay. Certainly would have been bad, just suboptimal, I would say. Yeezy Season does have a Basher up now as well as a Blink Dagger. Blinks past Phayde, who is just going after the Courier instead, but ends up going on to Trojan Man. Gonna get some right clicks off as well as Magic Missile, so that'll be enough to kill him off. Yeezy Season wants to try to kill off Vagrance without using an Omni Slash. And he might be able to make it. There's the Omni Slash going to go out instead. He's going to be able to blink forward. Actually, he doesn't get the blink up. Gets swapped out by Phayde after using his Blade Fury. Trying to right-click over here onto SubMaNiaC, but he gets stunned up by Phayde in the end. There's going to be the Deafening Blast as well to come in and finish him off. Now 3 heroes dead for the Radiant. Looks like Sub is going to try to get himself away, but he's just going to go down to the right-clicks and the Cold Snap. There is only a Tidehunter alive at this point. Blinks past Wulf Kai. He's going to try probably to make this happen, but there's going to be a Doom ready to go as well as a trainer to keep him from using his ult. Ult wasn't used before the Doom was available, so he's not even going to be able to get off his Guardian Greaves. Purges up the Magic Missile, but it doesn't matter because he's just going to end up dying to the right clicks from Phantom Assassin, or the dagger from Phantom Assassin. And this will be a second lane of Rax. So, very valiant effort by Yeezy Season to keep them in this game for as long as possible. But eventually, the Dire heroes going late just with their superior late game. Just more cores, more greed, and they didn't die early. So, GG well played by both teams. I hope you enjoy it. If you did, you can watch at twitch.tv/NiceGuyFan. I also upload these to YouTube at youtube.com/NiceGuyFan. Or you can watch these in client on the AD2L ticket. It's a couple bucks. I don't remember exactly how much, but you get access to the main season, AD2L Season 12, as well as the in-house league games. And these are, fun to watch. So hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.